Well, Donald Trump appears to have damaged the economy just enough that Fed Chairman Jerome Powell has now decided it's time to lower rates. And the Fed has done so by 25 basis points. That's a quarter of a point. So we're talking about 0.25%. Now, listen to what he said with a major warning about the economy. And this is, again, Trump has now hurt the economy enough that the rate cut is appropriate.
Good afternoon. My colleagues and I remain squarely focused on achieving our dual mandate goals of maximum employment and stable prices for the benefit of the American people. While the unemployment rate remains low, it has edged up. Job gains have slowed, and downside risks to employment have risen. At the same time, inflation has risen recently and remains somewhat elevated. In support of our goals, and in light of the shift in the balance of risks, today the Federal Open Market Committee decided to lower our policy interest rate by a quarter percentage point. We also decided to continue to reduce our securities holdings. I'll have more to say about monetary policy after briefly reviewing economic developments. Recent indicators suggest that growth of economic activity has moderated. GDP rose at a pace of around 1.5% in the first half of the year, down from 2.5% last year. The moderation in growth largely reflects a slowdown in consumer spending. In contrast, business investment in equipment and intangibles has picked up from last year's pace. Activity in the housing sector remains weak. In our summary of economic projections, the median participant projects GDP to rise 1.6% this year and 1.8% next year.
Those are not extraordinary numbers. So understand that Trump has been saying the economy is doing great, but please give me massive rate cuts. It's not coherent. The Fed normally lowers rates when the economy isn't doing well enough. The idea of lowering rates is to buoy the economy. So Trump, by hurting the economy with his tariffs, has worsened it enough that now the Fed chair says, yeah, now we've got to do a rate cut. And Jerome Powell, in his sort of pedantic and understated way, made it clear here there are some real problems on the horizon.
Overall, the market slowing in both the supply of and demand for workers is unusual. In this less dynamic and somewhat softer labor market, the downside risks to employment appear to have risen. In our SEP, the median projection for the unemployment rate is 4.5% at the end of this year and edges down thereafter.
We are going in a direction where the economy is softening and the person in charge, Donald Trump, is convinced that nobody knows better than he knows what to do. And yet the reason that the economy is softening, according to the Fed chair, who has a dual mandate and who is a non-political operator, the reason for the softening is to a degree the policies of Donald Trump.